Hello, everyone. Welcome to another segment of our farmers training series. Like today is an amazing day. We are going to be talking about food exportation business. All right. So it's going to be about food exportation business, and I'm really happy to have every one of you joining this live broadcast. So if you're just joining us right now, do me a favor, please hit the share button right now and share this broadcast to everybody you know. Share on Facebook, on Instagram, on Telegram, on WhatsApp, everywhere. Make sure you broadcast it to different groups because there are a lot of amazing stuff that we are going to be discussing here today that every one of you will benefit from. So it's going to be about exportation business in Nigeria. Just a preamble. All right, we know that the value of dollars to the Nigerian currency is really high. So how do we leverage on this exchange rate? How do we make profit considering the high exchange rate? This is what we are going to learn today, you know, which is everything about exportation business. So just sit tight, guys. We have our speaker today, Mr. Cookie Emmanuel. Mr. Cookie, how are you doing today?
I'm doing very well. And you?
I'm wonderful. I'm wonderful. Excited to have you on this platform again. You were here the last time, mushroom farming. That was like a few months ago.
Exactly. Yes,
Uh,
exactly.
all
It
right,
was
all right,
amazing.
all right.
Yes.
Really amazing section. Like those of you who did
Mhm.
not watch the mushroom farming session, just check around this website. Just like 4, 5, 6 videos around this YouTube. You'll find the video. It's really mind blowing. So here again it is with the exportation business. Mr. Cookie, can you just tell us more about this exportation business? What does it mean? You know, to get into the export business. What does it take? Like people are excited. They want to get into the exports business. They want to start exporting their agro products out of Nigeria. So how will they go about this thing? What are the legalities and everything required for this project? Because we hope that this project is going to, you know, bless a lot of people who are going to join the business. So maybe you just go ahead and tell us about export business.
Okay. Generally, exportation is the business of shipping or supplying goods abroad. Exportation basically in Nigeria has been undermined. People know about exportation, but very few people are involved into exportation. So, like Mr. Chibuzo said earlier, this is the right time to venture into the exportation business because of the high inflation and high
Exchange rate.
exchange rate, yes, of the dollar. Currently now in Nigeria, the price of products keeps surging high, keeps rising. So export gives
That's
you
true.
a leverage, even if you have a company, and let's say you're into manufacturing or you're a farmer or anything you do.
Yeah.
If you're able to key into the exportation market, you end up leveraging yourself. You end up not being affected by inflation and all those stuffs. So generally,
Uh,
exportation is not that cumbersome. It's not that cumbersome, or it's not that people think is a rocket science. When you talk of exportation, it sounds like a very big word. So I'm here to tell you, exportation is a very simple business, and it's a very simple process. If you understand the terminologies, you understand the whole concept, the product specification, the packaging, you understand the country you're shipping to, their rules and regulations, their whole custom, the contrabands and all those things. Their tradition and everything, even the political situation in that country. You should know that as well, because all this will limit the risks in exportation. Although mostly exportation goes alongside with insurance, because everything about exportation is being insured. But Nigerians don't really see insurance they don't really know the importance of insurance. But when it comes to
yeah.
exportation, everything is being insured. Even the vessel or the aircraft that carries your goods is being insured. Your goods are insured, and you can also take up other insurance policy to make it more comprehensive. You understand?
Okay. Just to
Yes.
just to break
natural
it down, just to break
disaster,
it
you
down.
know. Yeah,
Yeah, now you're
yes,
talking like
yes.
when you say insured, what does it mean to be insured? What does it mean to insure your goods and everything you're exporting?
Okay, let's put it like this. It is advisable to ensure, when I say insure, it's reducing the risks of loss, damages,
Mm.
theft, and anything that might occur that would disrupt
Make
or
you lose your capital.
disturb your money or lose your product. Yes,
Product. Yeah.
lose your capital or your product. For instance, now it is advisable you export from the moment the goods leaves your warehouse, from the point of logistics, that's transportation, you export, because we see
Yes,
containers falling every day at times, you know. So
that's
the
true.
risk starts from when that goods leaves your warehouse. Yes, when it leaves your warehouse to the period it gets to the seaport. Then another insurance policy that might come up is the terms of contract. You know, we have different
Mm-hmm.
terms of contract. There's CIF and there's FOB. I'm talking of transportation through the sea, because through the air you might not
Yes.
need all this because you ship in smaller quantities. Yeah. So through the sea,
Okay.
there's two major terms of contract in here we use, which is
Okay.
CIF and FOB. For the contract,
FT.
making sure making sure you do the whole the custom documentation, you pay for the agent cost and everything. And once the container crosses over the ship rail and is inside the vessel, you have no more obligation. That means at that point, if the ship even collapse, even if the ships if there's any mishap or
Capitalize.
anything,
Yeah.
yes, if anything that happens, yes, you're no longer at risk. It's no more your obligation, it's no more. That means the buyer must pay your money complete, no matter anything. But when we talk of
Mm.
the CIF is sorry, the FOB is freight. Are you there?
Yes,
Hope
free on
you're
board.
following me. Hope you're with me.
I'm following.
Yeah,
Yes,
free
I'm
on
with you.
board, exactly. That's the okay. So that's the FOB. Yes, that's the FOB, free on board. It needs no insurance. You understand? So we have another one which is CIF. That's cost, insurance, and freight. That
Afraid.
means you pay for the cost of the product, cost of processing the product. Yes, and you pay for insurance coverage for that goods. Mostly CIF contract is being done when the goods are perishable and when they are of high value. You know, when they are
Mm.
perishable and when they're of high value, you take up a CIF contract. Like when you're shipping cashew nuts, when you're shipping sesame seeds, when you're shipping cocoa, all those things, you take a CIF contract. So you pay for the cost of the product, cost of custom clearance, cost of insurance, and cost of the freight, which is the cost of transportation, shipping the goods abroad. But for the FOB, we strictly do that for charcoal. You know, charcoal is not perishable. It is not perishable no
Yes.
matter how long. Yeah. We don't insure charcoal. Although some people might ask for CIF contract, but it's not necessary to insure charcoal. You understand? Most buyers don't insure charcoal. So when you take up this insurance coverage or policies, it covers the whole risks. You shipping the goods from the port of discharge to the point of destination, to the port of destination. So when once it gets to the port of destination, you know the whole risk has been um has been passed already, you know. So that is when the buyer takes up the goods and assume the ownership of it. So exportation goes along with insurance. You understand? When it has to do with perishable goods and goods of high value. So that is key in export. It's very good to take up insurance for those kind of products. Are you there? Hello?
Yes, I'm with you.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, I'm with you.
So
So, fantastic
so
one there.
yes. Sorry, I'm sweating.
So,
Yes. Hello.
yeah, it's really
Yeah.
hot over there in Oyo State right now. Then,
It's really
I
hot.
know you
Really
are
hot.
busy.
It's
You had
really,
to
really
leave your
hot.
busy. You had to. I really apologize for taking you out of your busy. Thank you for doing this. Like, it's not easy for somebody who is busy in
No,
the field. Sourcing all of these products, getting this. You need to really, really be involved need to be there present, working under the sun, under the rain, to make sure that you get the right goods, make sure it meets the quality, and there before you export it to people. So I really appreciate you for taking out this time out of your busy schedule to teach other farmers how they too can export their product. But you mentioned some products which can be, I had sesame seed, I had charcoal and other. Can you just give us maybe a brief list of some products that people can export outside? Some agri product that people can actually,
Okay.
besides agriculture and every other product that someone can export out of Nigeria.
Okay. 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 We have both the solid minerals, but I'm not into solid minerals. Solid minerals too is exportable. So you can export
Okay.
agricultural produce. We have cash crops like sesame seeds, charcoal. Charcoal is not a cash crop, sorry. Sesame seeds, cashew
Mm-hmm.
nuts, cocoa. We have we have what's this other cash crops? We have palm oil as well. We have let me just mention things you can export. You can export bitter cola, you can export palm oil, you can export
Yes.
cassava chips, you can export
Wow. Nails.
coconut,
Can
yeah,
one export
coconut,
nails?
yes, you can export snails. You can export snails. You can export palm kernel
Mm.
shells. You can export snails, but snails is not a bulk shipment. It's not for container. What I'm mentioning
Okay.
is mostly for the
Container shipment.
sea transportation. Yeah, container shipment. Snail is a
Okay.
live this thing. Yeah, it will die inside the container before it gets there.
That's true.
So there
And then it
there are
has a
lots of things.
shorter duration.
Yes, yes. There's a lot of things you can export from Nigeria. Even these what they call it, corn. When you eat corn, the residue of
Yes, the
corn,
cup.
the what do they call it?
Cup.
Yes,
The cup.
that's the cob.
The
Yes,
tip.
you can export
Yeah.
that as well. Exactly, it is exportable.
Wait, wait,
So
wait,
that's
wait,
how
wait, wait, wait.
funny it
What's it
is.
used for? What's it used for?
It is used for many things. It's used for biofuel. It is used to I
Biofuel.
think process feeds. Yes, process
Yes,
feeds. It's used for
potassium.
many things. Many things. Yes, it's
Wow.
used for many things. Many things. Yeah. So
Amazing,
there are
amazing.
lots of things. Yeah, there are lots of things you can export. Even used tires. Used tires. Used tires. You
Used
see, they
tires.
export it as well. Exactly.
Wow, wow,
It's
wow,
used
wow.
for
Like this is
it is
really
used
mind blowing.
it is used for recreational purpose. It's being refurbished and used for recreational purpose. If you see a used tire, if you see a chair done by a used tire, you wouldn't know. So many things are exportable in Nigeria. Scrap metals, but that is a contraband.
That's
So a lot of things in Nigeria
amazing.
are exportable. Yeah, a lot
All
of
right.
things. A lot.
So we have a lot of people online. Like, let me just talk to the people. See, if you are just joining us right now, this is an amazing session. Like, this short 15 minutes, I've already learned a lot of things that you can export. I want you to stick to the end because more value is coming your way. So this is what I want you to do now. If you have not subscribed to this channel, please click on the red subscribe button on your screen and subscribe to this channel, because more of this kind of stuff will continue to come on this channel, so you don't miss out when they come up. Then secondly, I want you, if you have any question concerning exportation, any question at all, which is why it's very important for you to follow through. So if you don't get anything clearly, you drop it in the comment section. Every question will be answered. Every question will be answered. And one more thing you should do for me: share this broadcast everywhere. Share it on WhatsApp, on Telegram, on Instagram, on Facebook. Share it on Twitter. We want this thing to go viral because there's opportunity in agriculture, but not too many people are aware of this. So share this broadcast so that we'll get more people on board and they can benefit from this thing. One more thing, please tell us where you're watching from. We always like to recognize everyone watching us. So tell us where you're watching from and tell us your name. And let's just continue with the broadcast. So Mr. Cookie, I'm really, really excited. I'm really, really excited. So if somebody just like natural, let's say I don't know anything about agriculture, or probably I have a farm, I'm a farmer, and I produce, let's say, uh, let's say I produce cashew nut, or I have a cashew farm, or maybe any kind of farm. Like, what will it cost for me to, start exporting my product out of Nigeria? What will it cost me to start? Because starting is where the problem usually lies.
Okay, first of all, what it will take for you to start is the proper information. You need information about one, the product, two,
Yes.
about the specification,
Mm-hmm.
three, about the packaging, four, about the whole process of exportation, the method of payment, the terms of
Mm.
contract, and all those things. You need to know that first. So then you look for international buyers. There's always ready buyers. You understand? You look for international
Wow.
buyers you can export to. But the most important thing in exportation is knowing the specification and the product quality. Because without that, you will lose money and you lose your customers and you lose your reputation as well. So that is
So
the
how do you
major
measure
thing you should
specification
focus on. Yeah.
and product quality? How do you measure the specification and product quality? Because everybody produces it. In Nigeria, yeah, we can just get anything in the market and eat. But when it comes to
Yes,
exporting, these people have standards. Like, is there a place where it's stated that this
true.
is the standard, or is there a way you can measure it for yourself?
Okay, if you're selling to a buyer, let's say, for
Yes.
instance, now you have some product. Yes, you tell the buyer, okay, I have cashew nuts. The buyer will tell you, okay, what is the specification? Okay, you ask him, okay, what's the specification you need? Like for cashew nut, the highest specification, the highest standard of cashew nut is gotten from Ogumosho in Oyo State. They have
Or your
more than
state?
40, yeah, 45 knot counts. That knot count means after the what they call it, after the cashew nut has been deshelled,
After
after
shelling.
after it has been removed from,
Shelling.
yeah, after shelling rather, the amount
Yeah,
of
shelling.
nuts that would, the nut count, you understand, there's a way, it is just a
Yes.
terminology, there's a way it is done. Yes, it's something I could
Okay.
show you practically, but I can't really explain. So those are things you look out for. Okay, like for instance now, they want to buy charcoal. Let's say charcoal now. One, they tell you about the moisture content. Moisture is very important in every product. Moisture content. So when your
Mm.
charcoal is wet, it has a higher moisture. You have to make it dry. Then it comes to another thing. If the charcoal is sparking or not sparking, with the physical nature of a charcoal, through
You
experience
can tell.
anyway, if you see a charcoal here, you can tell if it spark or it will not spark. You understand? So those are the
Oh,
things you look out for. A specification will have so many parameters to look out for. One, the dryness, the moisture, the admixture, all those things. But most times it is advisable to you go for, like for sesame seeds, it's advisable you go for lab tests with SGS and the rest of them. They'll give you a breakdown of the whole content of the specification.
mm.
You understand? So when you have
Okay.
a NAFDAC, yeah, an SGS clearance, or from FIRO, you can do your this thing too,
Hero.
specification test in FIRO as well. Yeah, FIRO is very cheap there. So they give you they check out all those parameters and they write it out for you. You understand? So most times that is how
Yes.
you get your specification. Yes, that's how you get your specification. Like for sesame seeds now, the buyer won't want it in the, sesame seeds like a goosey, you have to peel the back. You understand?
Definitely.
So you have
Yes.
it should be hauled. It is called hauling. You haul the sesame
Holland. Yeah.
seeds and hauling, yeah, and you make sure the impurity content is less. It is not the impurity is not up to 1%. That means you should have at least 99% impurity. This thing, all those things are done with machine. It's not done with the hand. You understand? So all those things is through training. You understand? Through training, maybe you pick up a specific
Mm.
product for a start. You pick up a specific
Yeah.
product, you make research about those products, you have exporters doing that same product so you can talk to, discuss with them their challenges and all those things. They will brief you, tell you how to go about a good product quality, the specification and all those things. The proper way for bagging. Bagging too is very important because
Yeah. I
you
wanted to
cannot
come to
you
that.
cannot put, yes, you cannot bag cashew nuts inside a normal PP bag. It is used, you use the jute
Mm.
bags, those bags that are not
Trade.
synthetic. I don't know how the jute bag, that brown bag. It's a
Brown.
brownish
Yes.
bag
Yes. The
like
one they use for
sack.
onions.
Yes,
The one they use for
exactly,
onions.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. So you have to. So there are specifications you have to specification and packaging and this thing you have to know as well, so you don't fall
Yeah.
victim. Like for instance now, palm oil. If you buy palm oil now, you can't just put it on the floor like that, it will spoil. So all those things are things you should know first before you start exporting a product, to minimize loss. Yes.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Like a lot. I'm really excited. Look, I believe we have some people who have joined us. Let's just take a little break and just acknowledge some of our viewers. We have a lot of people online right now. Let's just acknowledge some of our viewers and say hi to them, because there is so much. There is so much to learn in this process. So we have Mr. Adekule. He's saying good day. Good day to you, Adekule. Thanks for joining this broadcast. Good day, Adekule. Choma Cookie say watching from Ogun State. Thank you, Choma. You are very consistent. You're always watching our programs. Thank you. I appreciate you, Choma. Sherif Lanre is
that's
watching
my wife.
from Kano. Wow, your wife.
Yes.
Amazing lady. She has been following all of the podcasts back
Yes.
to back.
True.
Thank you,
True.
Mrs. Choma. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you. Sherif Lanre is watching from Kano, Nigeria. Kano is a very strong state in Nigeria. Thank you, Sherif, for joining this live broadcast. Adeinka is saying hi. Hi to you, Adeinka. Hi. This is Mr. Travis from South Africa. Mr. Travis, thank you for joining this live broadcast. Thank you, all the way from South Africa. I really appreciate it so much. Thank you. This is Bello. Bello Adeye is watching from Osun State, Osun in Nigeria. Thank you, Mr. Bello. Thank you, Bello. Thank you for joining. Thank you, Bello, for joining. Let's see other people. Watching from Babuyo is from Bello is from Osun State, but is currently watching from Cross River. That's nice. Welcome. Thanks for joining the show. So I think we have our first question here. All right. Well, maybe when we get to the question and answer side, we'll get to that. So we have Marcus Gold. Marcus Gold is watching from Lagos. Thank you, Marcus Gold, for watching from Lagos. I appreciate you. Thank you for joining. We have New Songs Godfrey watching from Abuja. Thank you, Godfrey, for joining this broadcast. So maybe we'll just take some questions. If you have any questions, please drop it in the comment section. If you have any question, whatever, as long as it's exportation business, just drop it in the comment section, and definitely I'm going to provide answers to all of it. The first question we have here is from Bello Adeye. Bello is asking, how can someone engage in perishable crops exportation? Because so far I believe we've been talking about non-perishable, like charcoal is non-perishable.
Yeah, but right? Cashew nut is perishable. Yes, cashew nut is perishable. Yeah, cocoa is perishable. So how to export non-perishable crops? Like for instance, there are some crops that are meant to be dried, like ginger. Ginger is ought to be dried. So you dry the ginger, even if it's perishable, you dry the ginger, they dry cocoa, they dry cashew nut as well. So most of these products, even tiger nut is being dried too, because they export the dried tiger nut, not the fresh one. So I think most of the things living in Nigeria are mostly dried for agricultural produce. You don't export vegetable or all those things through a containerization container through the sea. Most times perishable goods are exported through the air because of the time it takes shorter time to get spoiled. Yeah, the time frame. So most times it depends on the nature of the product, because you cannot export a large quantity through the sea like that. It has a limit of what you can export, and mostly through car. If you want to do volumes, it has to be through the cargo aircraft, not normal passenger aircraft. Wow. So perishable goods are advisable to be dried, or you use a special container, like a frozen container for it. So it might not go through because those containers are very hot when they're on sea. The sun beats them directly. So at times charcoal even goes. It goes, and even at times the charcoal burns inside the container. It happens like that. The container gets so hot. Yes, exactly.
Wow. So I believe you must this take kind of risk. That's where the insurance comes to play, right?
Exactly. That's where insurance comes to play, and that's where a FIRO. Before most shipping companies accept your charcoal, you do a FIRO test for the volatile nature of the charcoal, how flammable it is, and if it will, So there are some tests you do in FIRO. but I don't want to
Mm-hmm.
go off the point. So what I'm saying, for perishable products, it has to be
Yes.
dried. You understand? If you're doing a
Yeah.
bulk quantity and has to go through the sea, it has to be dried so it does not get perished before it gets to the destination. So I
Destination.
would have liked
Wow.
like to ask, I would have liked to ask which of the products is he interested in exporting, that
Okay, that's true. So
trying to talk about.
Bello,
Yes.
the perishable crop or perishable agri product you're talking about, maybe you should just leave it in the comment section. We're going to display it and take it up from there. So what exactly is the perishable crop you want to export? And then you'll get answers to the question. Mr. Nathaniel, you know so much about this export business. Like, do you want to share your experience? Like, when did you start? Like, how did you come about all of this knowledge? What's your experience? How long have you been in the business? Is it profitable? Is it something that anybody should just, venture into?
Okay, yes. I started exportation from the scratch. I attended an aviation school when I left Port Harcourt to Lagos. That's about almost 10 years ago. I attended
Wow.
an aviation school at Oshodi, the Charity bus stop. I can still remember Charity bus stop. I attended an
Mm,
aviation school where I studied shipping and export management. Then I started having insight about exportation. So after then, I worked at the
wow.
airport with Emmy Investments Limited. They are agents. They are freight agents.
Okay.
At the NACO this thing there at International Airport. So I also did my IT with them, and I worked with them for some time. That was the time
Wow.
I had that desire, or that interest rather, in exportation, because I was
Exportation.
used to seeing people bring their products. Yes, I was used to
Mhm.
seeing people bring stuffs for us to export. So one day I was like, Oga, why don't we export our own products? We always have people bring up things for us to export, but we don't export our own stuffs. He was like, yes, we're limited to just clearing and forwarding. You understand? Just you bring your
Yeah.
goods and we export for you. I was like, okay, but I had that desire to go into exportation. So then I saw this advertisement on it was from Joe Carroll. Joe Carroll trains is an export trainer as well. So I saw this advertisement from Joe Carroll, which I saved, I can't remember, I can't forget. I saved that part of the newspaper for like 5 years. I had that thing with me. So when I later
Whoa.
had, because it was capital intensive for me then for the training, it was about 130,000 naira for the training. And then he
Wow.
promised to give us buyers, and so many promises he didn't fulfill. So after some time, I went for that course, that training at Proti Hotel at Maryland. So there I was able to network and meet people with similar mindsets. You understand? So that was when I
Mm-hmm.
met my partner, the person I started exportation with. He had the capital and I had the knowledge, and I I could also search and get. So I was the one getting the contact and executing the whole exportation. I was the export manager while he was the. So that was how I started exportation. And when you ask if exportation is very lucrative, it is a very lucrative
Yes.
business. I think exportation is the most lucrative business, because even our oil, we export it. We export our
That's
oil, we
true.
export. Yes, we export our
So
oil, we
many
export
things.
our gas as well. Yes, so you getting exportation will stop being lucrative when a dollar is equal to 1 naira. That is when export will not be
That's
lucrative
right.
anymore. But for now,
Mm.
yes, but for now, when we have this high dollar rate, it will always be profitable. As long as you know your product, you know your market, and you have reliable buyers as well. So
Yes.
export is very lucrative, and it is so big everybody can even partake in it. Yes.
Wow. Wow. So there's a large market for anybody who wish to export whatever you want to export out there. Now the only challenge is
Yes.
starting up. So the challenge now is
Yes.
starting up, getting started. So how you mentioned partnership, like this is just leading one thing to another thing, and the dots are just connecting. uh you have the knowledge, you have the buyers, you have the contacts, uh a whole lot of other stuff. So for many of the people who are watching right now, I doubt if they have anybody overseas. Let's assume they don't have anybody overseas, they don't know anybody, they don't have a brother or a sister, or any contact of anybody who is willing to buy their product. How do you advise them to, get started in this business?
Okay. First of all, you register. You have a registered company, so
Mm-hmm.
it will be a legit business. You have a registered company because most buyers will want to verify you if you're registered in the country you're exporting from.
That's true.
So first of all, you register your business. You get an export license for your business, and then you
Okay.
can go on different trade sites. There's Alibaba, there is Trade Zone,
Mm.
Trade Key. There is a lot of B2B sites. You can advertise
All right.
your produce, what you produce, and buyers will contact you. You can also go to the
Mm.
commercial. You can also go to the trade and commerce department of any country you choose to export, and they can give you. They can. I think they still do it. They can give you some companies doing business. Some companies trading with Nigerian companies. They can give you trade statistics and insight as well. From there you can also contact buyers as well. Another way is for you to go to trade shows, like this LCCI, Lagos State Chambers, Lagos State
Yes.
Chambers and Commerce. Yeah, I forgot
And the
LCCI,
African
Lagos State.
American and the African American Chambers of Commerce too.
Yeah, so you go for trade seminars, you go for all those things. So you are
Mm.
able to network there as well. And
And
also
connect with
when
people.
you register, yes, connect with people as well. And also when you register as an exporter in Nigeria, they have a database. Nigerian Export Promotion Council has a database. So if an
Yes.
importer wants to contact maybe a reliable buyer from Nigeria and they choose to go through that means, they will give them the buyers they have, the seller exporters they have for that product. So that is the ways you can be seen. You have a website as well. You can also do
Okay.
Google ads and all those things, yeah, to reach out to people. You must make your business known just like every other business. You must market yourself
Mm.
and also search for buyers. So there are different, you can even go on Google, you search buyers for this product and you see different, companies
Buyer.
popping up. So you send them emails telling them you have interest to supply them a certain product. So if they're interested,
So
they will get back to you. Yeah.
that means the
Those are the
fundamental thing you
main.
need to do
So
is to get verified.
yes, exactly. That is it. And not all buyers you meet online are legit.
Mm.
So once you
That's
have
true. That's true.
yes, yeah. So there are ways you could also verify if a buyer is genuine or not. So another thing that will give you a leverage is like we have these farmers group. You understand, that helps in educating, helps in advising, helps in encouraging farmers as well. So when you're an exporter, it's good for you to join such groups too, so you can share insights, ask questions, and get more knowledge
No the market.
about exportation.
Yes.
Yes.
That's true. Because in our farmer support group, our farmer support, for those of you who are not in our farmer support group yet, I think after this broadcast, I'm going to add the link in this, or probably just visit agroforafrica.com. Once you visit agroforafrica.com, click on the join WhatsApp group. You can join one of our farmer support group. Like a lot of amazing stuff happening right there. We are a group of over 3,000 members right now as of the time of the production of this video, all right, this broadcast. So maybe tomorrow when you join, it will be like 50,000. Who knows? We'll pray for that. But the thing is,
Email.
helping farmers to succeed. All right. So the best way to do that is to collaborate. All right. There's a need for collaboration, and that's why we've created other groups where you can interact with other farmers from everywhere around the world. So he just mentioned it that you need to belong to a group like that one. Farmer support group is one that you just have to find yourself in. You can always ask a question about different aspects of agriculture, and there's always a professional somewhere to answer you in every aspect. All right, so just join the group and start networking with people. So some people are already asking questions here. Remember Bello, you asked Bello for the type of products he wants to export. So I
Yeah,
think
I
he has
can.
mentioned that.
Yeah.
So Bello said, I mean
Yes.
exportation
Yes.
of perishable crops like fruits, okay, such as mangoes, bananas, and cocoyam. So how do you export this kind of product?
These products can be exported through the sea, through the air. It can be exported
Eh,
through the sea. They are perishable. Yes. Mango cannot stay in a container for that long. So those kind of products are exported through the sea. Except you want to dry the mango and export it in container. Else, or you want to process the cocoa and you process the cocoa, dry the sorry cocoa yam, you dry it and
Yes.
then you can export it through the sea. If not,
The
the only way you can export such products through the air rather. It's only through air
through the
freight.
air. You
Yes.
just mentioned
Yes.
something that I believe caught a lot of attention. You said dry mango. How do you dry
Yes.
mango and export it to other country, for crying out loud?
If you go to ShopRite, there is how you can see dry fruits there as well. They sell dry mango. You've not eaten it before. It's not
I
really
have.
dry.
I just for curiosity,
It's not
curiosity's sake.
yeah, it's not dried, it's dehydrated. The water
Oh, yeah.
is being removed. So it's
Excellent.
dehydrated, not dry. Yeah, dehydrated.
All right, great, great. So we have other questions. Somebody is asking, still on the perishable goods. How do we export snails if if one is deeply invested? So if you are deeply invested in snails, how do you export snails?
Okay, you can export snails. Depends on the quantity and it depends on the specification. If it is dried or it is a live snail you want to export. If it is a dry snail, it can stay for a longer time. So you can do bulk shipment through a container for that. But mostly the at the airport you see people exporting snail. It is being packaged in boxes. You know the live snail, like you want to export live snail,
Okay.
you box it up. Yeah, you box it. It is being a carpenter will create a box for it. Then they fumigate it. You have the quarantine certificate. They'll take it for quarantine and all those things to make sure it is not insect infected. You understand? So if
Yeah.
you can sell fresh snails, you can sell dried snails. You understand? So it depends if it's dried or it is fresh, and the quantity too will determine the mode of shipment. If it's dried large quantity you want to do, you can use the sea. But if it is fresh, then it has to be through the air or through the air.
Wow.
Yes.
Amazing, amazing. So, so far from what you've mentioned, starting up the export business, one needs to, get the required knowledge. Apart from the knowledge, you also get the required certification like export license, business registration, and so many other things that follows. And then you also have to, be good with the packaging. Each type
Yes.
of product has different packaging, and then you need to get the contacts, and then you not just contacts outside, you also need to have contacts in within the transportation system before your goods will just disappear. I believe there are still crooks
True.
everywhere, so you need to also
Yeah,
have
you're right.
contacts. You need to have contacts
Yes.
with the seaports, airports, and then people over there who are buying from you. But all of these things look like big work for anybody who has no prior knowledge and all of that. It's going to be capital. Like, can you just say like how much it's going to cost for anyone who wish to start? What do you think is the minimum amount the person should be looking at starting with?
Okay, one first of all, you think of the product you want to export.
Hmm.
You can export gari, you can export crayfish, you can export egusi, you can export so many
Wow.
things. So it depends on the product. One, the product you want to export, and two, another consideration you should put in mind is, the lesser you export, the more you pay. Like for instance, the
Mhm.
when it comes to the freight, you want to ship through the air now. The higher the
Yes.
volume, the lesser you pay. The lower the weight, the higher you pay. You understand? So it's always advisable, maybe you consolidate with other exporters if it's going towards that same destination, and then you do maybe your door-to-door delivery or anything. But exportation is not capital intensive. It depends on how you want to play it. You understand? Because there are different things you
All
can export. You can export a goosey, anything at all. If you don't want to go into the big export this thing through the sea, you can just do it a medium or small this thing through the air.
right.
You know. Yes.
Uh, all right. So what it now means is like the smaller the quantity I'm exporting, the higher the price per unit. I think that is just simple economics, because it's just like when you want to go and buy a bag of gari. Buying a bag is cheaper
Exactly.
than buying in moods or in paint, smaller portion.
Exactly. Exactly.
I believe that's
Yes.
the mass there. So and you also say something about consolidation, like contact is really, really
Yes.
important. This is another place where contact is important. You cannot afford a full
True.
container load, but you have a friend who is exporting to same destination. Both of you can share the container. Is that what it means?
Exactly. No, no, no,
Great.
not the container, not the container per se.
I say, okay.
For the sea for the sea export, it is called the unit load device, unit ULD, a unit load something. I've forgotten the other, but it's a smaller container like that. If
Unit
your
container
goods
load.
might not be able to fill the whole distance. What? Yes, yes. So what I was saying is that you have someone you want to export to America, and maybe your friend wants to export to America as well. You just join your goods together. You understand? So that the shipping
Okay.
cost will be reduced. You join your goods together. When it gets over there, they can send it
Yes.
over through delivery or anything. So that's what
Delivery
I'm saying.
agents. Okay. Okay.
That's what I'm
Okay.
trying
Great.
to say.
We
Yeah.
have
Mm.
questions. We have questions from the audience. We have questions from the audience. Ibrahim is asking, please, how can I export charcoal? You mentioned charcoal exportation. How can I export charcoal?
It's very simple. Export charcoal
And
is
there's
very
one thing I could
simple.
just want you to add to
Yeah.
it, all right? Because we've been mentioning a lot of products. Maybe since Ibrahim is asking about charcoal, can you give price breakdown or price analysis so anybody can pick out from there
Okay.
and understand really what you are paying for when you are exporting a particular product?
Okay. Exporting of charcoal, it has to do with we have varieties of charcoal and varieties of specification. The lowest specification to start with for
Mm-hmm.
charcoal is called the barbecue. Barbecue. Those barbecue is charcoal has a
Yeah.
specification. The specification has sizes. So let's say the buyer is
Mm.
buying a charcoal of like from 40 mm and above. So anything below 40 mm is not what is needed. So those ones now is called the barbecue. So that
Barbecue.
barbecue now is exportable too. They buy it a lot in Europe and Middle East. They buy it a lot in Europe and Middle East. So
Middle
exporting
East.
that is less capital intensive, yes, than the normal charcoal. Yeah. So like the barbecue now, a container of barbecue is about 600,000 to process. You pay for the whole shipping cost, not the shipping cost. You pay
Okay.
for the transportation to the port, then the agent does the whole clearing and exporting the whole
Forwarding.
yes, the whole documentation, yeah, over there. So and normally the cost of the international price for that barbecue is about $170 to within $180 per ton, per metric ton. So and we
Wow.
have about 20 tons to full a container of 40-foot container. 20 tons of
Mm.
charcoal will full a 40-foot container. You understand? So you have like
Yes.
20 tons of charcoal for that 600,000 naira. And the buyer is paying you about $170 to $180 per ton. So you want to do the math, you do 20 times that amount times the
170.
exchange rate. Yes. So
Hmm.
about you might even make about 300, 400 to 500,000 around a container of barbecue. It depends on the
As
contract.
profit.
Yes, as profit, exactly. Dollar is very high
Wow.
now. Dollar is very high. We can do the maths now if you have a calculator.
Wow, wow, wow. Please do punch that for me and leave it in the comment section. I want to really see that figure. I want to see that figure.
Mhm.
$170 per ton times 20 tons times
The
400 and
exchange
exchange rate
rate
is about 480.
480.
Today is even 485 or 483. So
Yeah, just say
480
80.
naira per
Yes.
dollar. I would like to see it in the comment section. All right, let's go. So please drop it there. I want to see it. So who has the answer yet? All right, who has the answer? So 170, right? $170 per ton
Ye-
times
yes.
20. $170
Yes,
per ton times 20 tons,
I have
and
it.
then times 480 naira. You have it already? My goodness, that's huge. That's huge. Like
That's
this is
about
just a glimpse.
that's a 1,632,000 naira. Six one
One
million
million,
632,000 naira. So when you
one million
remove the
six hundred and thirty-two thousand.
yes, that's the total. So once you remove the cost of the product charcoal, the cost of the charcoal
Yeah.
600,000 naira, you're left with 1 million
Mm-hmm.
naira. You remove the cost of the transportation.
Shipping. Another documentation.
Then you remove the documentation, and you make about 300 and something thousand naira for shipping
Wow.
container of barbecue. So apart from the barbecue, we have what is called the Ayin charcoal. The Ayin charcoal is the highest quality of charcoal in Nigeria.
Hmm.
So processing that is about 1.5 to 1.6 million naira, and the selling price is above $300 per ton. Then we have the
Another
non-spark
big money.
charcoal as well. Yeah.
Another big money.
So
You say go
so
on non-spark charcoal. So we have
yeah.
three so far. I've heard them barbecue.
Yes.
The this
Yes.
other one, I don't get the name so well.
Non-spark is varieties of
The third one.
wood. Yeah,
You call it
varieties of wood
barbecue.
that
You
does
call
not spark. That don't spark. Yeah, that don't spark. Yes.
okay,
But
okay. What
there
about
is
this
what
one
is
that you
called
mentioned like 300 per dollar per ton?
okay. That's
$300 per ton.
that's Ayin charcoal. That's the highest quality of charcoal from
Wow.
Nigeria. It's called Ayin. It's just one wood. Yeah, one wood. It's not different wood. Just one wood. Ayin tree.
Wow, wow.
Yes.
Look, there is opportunity in exportation. There is opportunity in exportation. This money is just big money. I believe the best way to make money out of this is to actually export full container load, or maximum capacity, like you've already said, leveraging on economy of scale. So for you who have the contacts, you have the license, you have almost everything. Is there a way that some of the farmers in our group who wish to maybe invest in the export business, but they don't have the training, they don't have the contact, they don't have, is there any way that you can help? Is that something you can do, with your capacity, 10 years of experience? That's huge, man. You even studied this thing in school. Interestingly, I also studied transport management technology, so I can really
Wow.
relate with this. I studied
That's
pipe
nice.
business too. Thank you, thank
Wow,
you.
that's
So
interesting. Okay.
it's something I really, really relate with very well. So, can you just, is there a way that you can help our fellow farmers who are interested in the
Okay.
export business?
Okay. Like what I was discussing with you earlier, if you still
Yes,
remember about the group exportation,
that's
creating
true.
an
You mentioned that.
opportunity. Yes. Yes. Creating an opportunity, for everyone with your minimum of 50,000, you can be part of that group.
Group.
You understand? So, like a group of people coming together, registering a company, and looking for products to export. We will just brainstorm on, we look at products that are sustainable. When I say sustainable, that are not something that will go off anytime. Like charcoal. Charcoal is not really sustainable, because we fell trees and
It's
we're not
not.
planting it back. So we look for
That's true.
sustainable products. You understand? Like we might choose to have a farm. Maybe we have a cassava farm, and we choose to export cassava chips. You understand? We might have a melon farm and choose to export egusi. You understand? So there are so many things we can export. You can have a mushroom farm and choose to export mushrooms as well.
For sure.
So it's for creating a platform for people. Most of us, we have the finance, we don't have the time. Most of us have the
That's
time,
true.
but we don't have the knowledge. You understand? So
That's true.
that will give everybody in that group the opportunity to learn exportation through doing it practically, for people to also
Mm.
invest the money and having return on their investment, or you understand, making profit from it. So that will help in also reducing the cost of the cost of
Right.
the freight, exactly. because then we'll be doing a bulk, yeah, we'll be doing a bulk export. You understand? Unlike I have 50,000 naira, I want to do it on my own. You have your own money, you want to do it on your own. But if we come together, it will reduce the cost of transportation locally and internationally. You understand? It will reduce the cost of custom clearance as well. You understand? Since one agent is going to handle everything, you understand? So it will give us a leverage. So it is a great opportunity I was trying to pitch as well. You know, in this section, yes. So we want interested like we have so much farmers in the farmers group, but I doubt we have anyone exporting there. Yes, because exportation still sounds strange to most people there. So if you're a farmer and you're not exporting your produce, you're not really making money. Yes. So I think this is the time to look into exportation for everything we do. You know, creating a platform where we, the farmers, can also export our produce. And it don't necessarily be you have to personally start running around, go to the airport to go. We have people handling that part as well. If you voluntarily want to join the technical team as well, you're free to join. But for those of us that don't have time, but we want to make extra money, it is an opportunity too for us. Yes. So that is what it's all about.
Thank you for this wonderful idea. All right, so to just add to what Mr. Cookie has just said, Mr. Cookie came with a very fantastic idea because I've been looking for ways to benefit every one of us in this group. Over 3,000 members strong. We need something that is going to, benefit everybody. We have people who are producing locally and they're experts in their different field of production. All right. So here is an opportunity for every one of us to, make more money from our agri product by exporting these things outside of Nigeria and gaining, money from the exchange rate. So how this works is you need a minimum investment of 50,000 naira. That's the reason why we put that market cap 50,000 naira. So we have only serious-minded people in the group. So a different export, group is going to be created. It's a new project all together. The reason for this project is so that we can register the business name. It's a company that you have, like, let's say you're buying a share into, all right? We are bringing our money together to make this thing work. You bring a minimum of 50,000 naira, all right, to join the group. And this 50,000 naira is going to be used for sourcing of products locally, which you are going to export. Now, there is no fixed percentage. It's not the type where you say, you are investing 50,000, you're expecting 150,000 in 5 months or 2 months. No, this thing is for each project executed. The profits will be shared equally amongst everyone who has invested in this. The worst case scenario is where the insurance policy will now come into play. All right. So we are taking an insurance covering to make sure that in the worst case scenario, you are brought back to where you were before the investment, which means your capital will be returned back. But besides that, we pray for the best. We are very optimistic that we're going to get the best at all times. 10 years of experience. All right. The market is available. We just need to come together, bring our resources together. And for those who have, some technical experience about this that wish to join the team, you are welcome to also send a message. So I'm going to leave my phone number on the screen. My phone number and that of Cookie is on the screen. You can just send a message to me also on via email at agroforafrica.com or call the phone numbers on your screen. My phone line is +234 8109 8413, and that of Cookie is +234 815 841 9972. So you can call either of us. I will put you through this stuff accordingly. So it's just you can also invest multiples of 50,000. If you have 100,000, 150,000, 250,000, 1 million naira, you want to invest in this group export, it's going to be beneficial to every one of us. I find it an amazing idea that everybody can, benefit from. But for this start, we are taking only 50 people, for the start. I believe that's the number, Mr. Cookie. 50 people, yes, exactly. Because we just need 50 serious-minded people. Not everybody is invited. 50 people will start the pilot project, we execute it, and then maybe by the end of the year, if we feel we need more people, or we can, the 50 people we have will continue to invest. That's fantastic. We'll continue with them until we build, the business to a large enough, standard where we can begin to employ more people, and then begin to increase the investment capital and all of it, and allow more people to invest. But for now, only 50 people are allowed to join this group. 50 people. So the first 50 people who are interested with your 50,000 naira, you want to join in this group export project. We are going to be leveraging on Mr. Cookie's license. I already asking for all of that. We are leveraging on his license. We are getting a different business name. So Mr. Cookie is the CEO of Proki Import and Export Marketing, but this is going to be specifically for the farmers support group. So when we get to the group, I'm looking at farmers support group exports. All right, we're looking at using that business name. But if that is already taken, we also look for others. But the thing is, every one of you who is investing today, the 50 people becomes, part of the the advisory body, who are also bringing suggestions. You have good suggestions that is going to help us, to promote the business. Good and fine. We like to have you, but 50 people only, and the time is really short between now and the first week of the month of June. That's where we need you to, consolidate your amount, but just 50 people is what we have. So if you're ready for this, just hit the phone number on your screen, +234-810-198-4313. You can send a message to me, specifically send a message to me. I'm going to reply and send you details on how to go about the payment. All right. So, Mr. Cookie, this has been a very amazing time. We have other people who have questions. I don't know
Thank
if you
you.
have any question
Yes.
concerning this investment, this group export project. Whatsoever the question is, you can always uh, ask me privately. But for now that we are live, please ask in the comment section any question you have concerning this. If you don't understand anything, just ask. Is it the security of your money? Because I know when it comes to investing, people are usually scared of their money. And I already answered that by telling you that, look, you are getting an insurance covering that is going to cover your capital. The worst case scenario, your capital returns to you safely. So yes, your money is safe, because I know that's the number one question that people will ask. Your money is safe in our hands. All right. So we can go on to take up other questions. So Ibrahim is asking, can I use a business name certificate to start the export project? Mr. Cookie, you want to take that?
Okay. Yes. It depends on the means of the one. It depends on the product. No, the product will determine the mode of transportation, if it is sea or air. If it's for
Yes.
air freight, air shipment, you don't need an export license. One, you do not need a limited
Okay.
liability. That means you can use your business name for that. But when it comes to bulk shipment by sea, it has to be a limited liability company, and there should be a clause for exportation on your on the
Patience.
whole profile. Your Yes, there should be an article for there should be a clause for exportation. Your business
Yeah,
must include
contract.
exportation as part of, yes, as part of. Then you have to also get your export license from Nigerian Export Promotion Council. That is for bulk
Mm,
shipment through the through the sea. But through the air, you do not need an export license. You do not
mm.
need a limited liability company. You just need a business name. Yes.
All right. I don't know if we have any other question. Ibrahim is also asking, can cucumber be exported to? Can you export cucumber?
Yes, cucumber. You asked this question as well. I think you asked me this question too. Yes,
Yes.
cucumber can be exported, but one, you need to think of the weight. It is very heavy. That means you'll be paying a lot of freight to
That's,
export cucumber. So you have to think about the profit you're getting from it, and the capital intensiveness of it as well. But you can export cucumber.
that's
Maybe if it can be
all right.
dehydrated, then it will be better. Yes.
Yeah, dehydrated cucumber is better.
Yes.
So we have another question from Andrew. Andrew is asking, how can we export maize and cassava?
Yes, you can
I think
export
that's
you
the
yes, you can export dried maize, not the fresh maize, because to spoil. You have to
mm,
dry the maize, And also your cassava, it can't be in tubers. You need to dry. That's cassava chips or cassava. There's cassava chips. There's cassava flour. So it has to be either at the flour state or the dried state, which is the chips. That is the only way you can export it. Or you can export through the air if you really want to take the cassava tubers like that. So that is
Oh,
it.
oh,
So you can do those
all
things
right.
dry. You have to be dry. Sesame seeds,
Great,
okay?
great. Okay, so
How
I
can
mean,
I get
Sheriff
started?
is asking, I'm interested in sesame seed. Yeah, exportation. How can you get started?
Yes, sesame seed exportation, you need to come for our training for the exportation for sesame seeds, but I'm going to give you some hints about it. Sesame seeds is
Mm,
sourced mostly from Benue State, and the northern part. Benue State has
not
sesame
bad.
seeds.
Mhm.
You can also cultivate sesame seeds in your state where I am currently. You can cultivate sesame seeds here. The sesame seeds has a specification which you need to meet. The impurity content must be 99.9%. Then the oil content, the admixture, the moisture content, and all
Mm.
those things has to be on point. So exporting sesame seeds is very technical. You need a training for that. Yes.
Great, great. All right, Sheriff, you can contact Mr. Cookie privately for the training on sesame seed. And do you know one thing that is so interesting about this, group exploitation project? The thing is, besides you investing your money and making a profit, taking a share of the profit you are having, you also get real-time training. Like each step of the process, you are trained. You are told this is what is going on. So it involves training. Your investment gives you opportunity to learn each stage of the process and how it's done. Like it's just an amazing stuff, and I feel every one of you should jump on this opportunity right now. Like jump on this opportunity, be among that first 50 people, because there are a lot of amazing stuff that we plan doing, a lot of amazing stuff that we plan doing with those 50 people. So be a part of those first 50 people, because once the door is locked, it's locked for a very long time. I don't know when it's going to open again for other people. So let's take another question from Adewura. Adewura Farm is asking, how do we get customers over there to buy the products we are exporting? Maybe you want to recap again. You said that already.
Yes, I mentioned that already, but when you come for the training, I'll give you verified contacts of verified buyers over there, and I'll also show you how to search for other buyers too. There are free sites you can get buyers from as well. So I'm going to teach you
Great.
all that for in the training. Yeah. But let me
All
mention
right.
this: if you're part of the if you're part of the farmer the export group
Group
rather,
export.
yeah,
Yes.
you have a free training for that. You know, you don't have to
Pay
pay for the
anything.
training for that. Yeah, I will train you
All right.
for free for that. Yes.
So look, join the group, the group export. That one is even cheaper. It's even cheaper to join the group export than even paying for a training. What do you think?
True,
Because
true,
you are
true.
joining the group exports, you are learning, your money is being invested, and then you are making profit at the end of the day. So it's a win-win for you. But going for the training alone, you go, you get the contact. Now you have to start from scratch. But investing in the group, you get everything almost for free. So I think it's a wise choice to just join this group export. Like I'm really pushing for this, because when I say a good thing, I like many people to benefit from it. And this is what Agro for Africa has always been. For the past 4 years, I've seen something very nice. I saw something very nice in agriculture, and I decided to start sharing all of those things on the agriculture website. And today we have grown so big. We have a YouTube channel where we are also pushing this thing, because there's a lot of opportunities in agriculture. You don't know, like a whole lot of opportunities in agriculture. It's one big thing for every one of us to take part of it. So join the farmers export group, the group export project, and then get opportunity to learn how to export, learn everything about the export business, get the contact, everything. The phone number is scrolling on your screen. The email address, can send an email to agroforafrica@gmail.com, or you send a message on WhatsApp, you send a private message to me, Chibuzo Mbazu, you send it at +234 810 198 4313. You can send me a message or you call Mr. Cookie. Well, I'll be the person that you still directed to. So it's best to just call me. All right. All right. So I don't know if you have any other question, any comment, and all of that before we call it a wrap for today's session. Let's check that. All right. So I believe we've come to the end of today's program. Mr. Cookie, do you have anything to say to the audience before we call it a day?
Yes, I just want to still encourage us to look into exportation, to grow our
Mhm.
economy, not just our finances, to grow our economy. One of the reasons of inflation is we don't have enough dollar coming into Nigeria because we are an import country. So let's try.
Mm.
We shouldn't wait for the government to start doing anything for us. Let's try and start doing by ourselves. Exportation will take this country to greater heights. We have a lot of goods, a lot of products rather, to export from Nigeria.
Mm.
Apart from agricultural produce, there are lots of things, lots. Nigeria is blessed. We're over blessed. So please,
That
let's
that's
take advantage of the opportunity. Can we
all
export
right.
palm oil and plant? There's a question. I don't.
Okay, Power.
Yeah, yeah. You can export palm oil, but I don't know and plant. I don't understand the plant. But yes, palm oil is a very good. Is palm oil is a cash crop now. It is common.
Yes.
Palm oil is one of the first produce Nigeria started exporting. Palm oil is one of the first. I remember King Jaja was one of the first palm oil merchants then. So palm oil has been we've been exporting palm oil even during the slave trade era. So yes, palm oil is exportable.
It's
Yes,
been a
you
long
can
time.
export
It's been a
a
long time.
long time, long time. We can export palm oil through the air and through the sea. Depends on the quantity you're exporting. Yes, you can export
All
palm oil.
right. So we've heard it, guys. We've all heard it. Great farmers. We've all heard the instruction. Like there's a lot of benefits of going into the export business. And even recently, the government is rewarding people who are bringing in dollars into the country. They pay you 5 naira
Exactly,
for every
exactly.
dollar. So imagine you somebody is sending you $1,000. You are getting 5 naira times 1,000. That is 5,000 naira extra for because
Imagine
the economy needs dollars
we
to
need
grow.
dollars.
It needs dollars to balance off the deficits. All right. So this is where farmers will come in. This is why we are pushing for this project because we are all in this together. We are in this country together, like it or not. We're in this economy. We know how things are becoming so expensive every day. So now it's an opportunity for us to contribute our own quota towards making the economy better for us, for our children, and for our children's children. So this is a good start for every one of you. So get on this project, hit me up, send me a message on WhatsApp. Uh, Send me a message on WhatsApp to join the export project, and make sure you send an email to Agro for Africa this at gmail.com. The contact details is scrolling on your screen. And if you have not subscribed to this channel yet, what are you waiting for? We are doing a lot of stuff here. We are doing a lot of good here. You can already testify to this. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the subscribe button. And each time we drop a video like this, one good thing you can do to your friend, your neighbor, your enemy, and every other person is to share this video. Share this video on WhatsApp, on Telegram, on Facebook, on Instagram. Share it on Twitter, everywhere, so that more people will get to benefit from what we are doing on this platform. All right. So with that said, we have come to the end of today's broadcast. I want to appreciate every one of you who has watched to this time. All right. Those who have private business with me and wants to join the farmer support group, do well to visit agroforafrica.com. It's AGRO, the number 4, then Africa.com. So go to agroforafrica.com, click on the join WhatsApp group button, join one of our farmer support group. We have our different groups already, over 3,000 members strong. You want to join the winning community, so do that immediately and join this group. So like I said, share this broadcast, subscribe to this channel, and join the group. And that's it. Have a great time. God bless you all. Bye.